Every day, without you noticing, your money loses value. Not because you spent it, but because inflation is silently eating it away. This is how your savings are being robbed, even while they sit in the bank. Inflation. You hear about it in the news. But what does it actually mean? In simple terms, inflation is the rise in prices, but what it really means is this: your money buys less over time. Think about it. A cup of coffee that cost $2 in 2010? Today, that same coffee might cost you $4. Not because the coffee got better, but because the dollar got weaker. Inflation erodes your purchasing power. Slowly, silently. Like a thief that takes a little bit each day. And here's the kicker: central banks like the US Federal Reserve want some inflation. Their target is around 2% per year. Why? Because a little inflation encourages people to spend and invest, not hoard cash. But lately, things haven't been so little. We've seen inflation spike to 6, 8, even 9%. And that changes everything. If your savings aren't growing faster than inflation, they're actually shrinking. That's not financial theory. That's your reality. So, what does inflation really do to you? First, your savings lose value. You might have $10,000 in the bank. But if inflation is 6%, you're actually losing $600 in purchasing power every year, even if you don't touch a cent. Second, your income buys less. Maybe your paycheck hasn't changed, but the cost of rent, food, gas, and utilities has. That means you're working just as hard, for less real value. And third, inflation punishes people on fixed incomes the most. Retirees, pensioners, or anyone relying on set payments lose out fast. What used to last a month now barely covers 3 weeks. Inflation doesn't knock loudly. It creeps into your wallet, your fridge, your fuel tank, until you're spending more and saving less. And for millions of people, that's already happening. Inflation hurts, but it doesn't mean you're helpless. The key is this: don't let your money sit idle. When your savings just sit in a regular bank account earning 0.5%, but inflation is running at 6%, you're losing money every single day. So what can you do? First, invest in real assets. Stocks, real estate, and even certain commodities like gold historically outpace inflation over the long term. They're not risk-free. But staying in cash isn't risk-free either. Second, use high-yield savings or I-bonds. Some online savings accounts offer 4% or more. And U.S. government I-bonds adjust with inflation. They're worth looking into. Third, budget smarter. Track your expenses, cut down non-essentials, and optimize your spending. Inflation hits your budget like a leak. Plug the holes and redirect that money to grow. And finally, stay informed. Use tools like Trading Economics, CNBC's Calendar, or Investing.com to watch inflation reports, interest rate decisions, and employment data. These affect your daily life more than you might think. Inflation isn't going away. But if you plan, invest, and adapt, it doesn't have to control your financial future. Want to track inflation and protect your money smarter? Here are a few tools I recommend. TradingEconomics.com, great for real-time inflation data, economic calendars, and macro insights. Investing.com, follow CPI, PPI, interest rate changes, and major central bank decisions in one dashboard. YNAB or Monarch Money, two powerful budgeting apps that help you manage cash flow when prices rise. iBond Calculator, Treasury Direct, lets you check real returns on inflation-linked bonds from the U.S. government. TradingView, not just for traders, it's great for visualizing how inflation affects markets in real time. These tools help you stay informed, react early, and make smarter financial choices, even in inflationary times. If you'd like a full Notion tracker with all these tools linked, comment below, and I'll build one just for you.